Have you ever wondered why, despite eating what you think is a healthy diet full of vegetables, you still wake up with aching joints, persistent fatigue, or that foggy feeling that just won't go away? If you're over 60 and still including certain vegetables in your daily meals, you might be knowingly sabotaging your health and quality of life. This isn't just about minor discomfort, it's about chronic pain that keeps you from playing with your grandchildren, fatigue that steals your independence, and balance issues that could lead to life-changing falls. I know what you're thinking: vegetables are supposed to be good for me. My doctor has always told me to eat more, not less. And you're right, most vegetables are incredibly beneficial. But here's what your doctor might not have told you. As we age, our bodies change in profound ways, and foods that nourished us in our 40s and 50s could actually be harming us now. Imagine waking up without that stiffness in your knees, having enough energy to garden all afternoon, or remembering where you placed your keys without a second thought. Many seniors believe these everyday struggles are just inevitable parts of aging. But what if I told you that simply removing 5 common vegetables from your diet could dramatically improve how you feel? This isn't just theory or the latest fad diet. It's based on decades of nutritional science specifically focused on aging bodies. The most shocking part: these harmful vegetables are probably sitting in your refrigerator right now, disguised as health foods. Throughout my career working with thousands of seniors, I've seen remarkable transformations when people make these simple dietary changes. Mary from Ohio eliminated just one of these vegetables and saw her joint pain decrease by 60% in just 3 weeks. Robert, a 72-year-old former teacher, regained so much energy that he's now teaching tennis to his neighbors 3 times a week. Stay with me until the end of this video. What you learn could literally change the rest of your life. Your golden years should truly be golden, not tarnished by preventable pain and fatigue caused by what's on your dinner plate. Hello there, I'm Dr. Michael Carter. For over 25 years, I've specialized in nutritional medicine for older adults, and I've seen firsthand how the right foods can transform lives after 60. Before I dive into the specifics of what you should and shouldn't eat, I want to share something personal with you. My passion for senior nutrition didn't begin in medical school. It began at my own kitchen table, watching my father, a vibrant, active man all his life, slowly decline after retirement. Despite eating what we all thought was a healthy diet full of fresh vegetables, his energy disappeared. His hands became too stiff to play the piano he loved, and his once sharp mind began to forget the simplest things. As a young doctor, I was determined to help him, and that journey led me to discover something remarkable. Not all healthy foods remain healthy as we age. Our digestive systems change. Our metabolism changes. Even our body's response to certain plant compounds changes in ways we're only beginning to understand. What I discovered helped my father regain much of his vitality, and since then, I've dedicated my career to helping other seniors experience the same transformation. In my clinic in Boston, I've worked with people just like you folks who did everything right but still didn't feel right. I remember Martha, a 68-year-old grandmother who came to me exhausted and in constant pain. Despite her doctor telling her nothing was wrong, I suspected her diet was the culprit. After making the changes I'm about to share with you, she called me in tears 3 weeks later, saying, "Dr. Carter, I played hide and seek with my grandkids yesterday for the first time in years. These aren't miracle cures or exotic supplements. This is about understanding which common vegetables might be causing inflammation, digestive issues, and other problems in your aging body, and which alternatives will give you the nutrition you need without the downsides. What you put on your plate today directly affects how you'll feel tomorrow. And in the next few minutes, I'll reveal the 5 vegetables you should remove from your diet if you're over 60, along with delicious, nutritious alternatives that will help you thrive." Let's start with 2 surprising culprits that might be causing more harm than good in your body right now. First, 2 vegetables to avoid. Let's talk about the first vegetable you might want to reconsider. Eggplant. Those glossy purple vegetables might look beautiful in your ratatouille, but for many seniors, they're silently triggering inflammation throughout your body. Eggplants belong to the nightshade family and contain a compound called solanine. While younger bodies can often process this natural toxin efficiently, our ability to neutralize it decreases significantly after 60. When solanine builds up in your system, it can trigger inflammatory responses that manifest as joint pain, muscle stiffness, and even reduced mobility. A groundbreaking study from Johns Hopkins Medical Center tracked 200 adults over age 65 for 3 years and found something alarming. Those who consumed nightshade vegetables like eggplant more than twice weekly reported 32% more joint pain and inflammation than those who rarely ate them. This wasn't just subjective reporting. Blood tests showed elevated inflammatory markers matching their symptoms. Margaret, a 73-year-old patient of mine, struggled with hand stiffness so severe she could barely button her own blouse. She loved eggplant parmesan and made it weekly. When she eliminated eggplant from her diet, the improvement was dramatic. Within 3 weeks, she called me excitedly to report she could not only button her clothes with ease, but had returned to her beloved knitting hobby after abandoning it for years. Instead of eggplant, try zucchini or butternut squash in your recipes. These vegetables provide similar texture and cooking versatility without the inflammatory compounds. My patients find that zucchini works wonderfully in casseroles and stir-fries, while butternut squash offers that same substantial texture for roasting and soups. The second problematic vegetable might surprise you even more: green bell peppers. While their red and yellow counterparts can actually be beneficial, the unripe green peppers contain significantly higher levels of lectins proteins that can wreak havoc on your digestive system after 60. As we age, our intestinal lining becomes more permeable, allowing these lectins to penetrate and trigger immune responses. This doesn't just cause bloating and discomfort, it can lead to decreased nutrient absorption, precisely when your body needs those nutrients most. Research published in the American Journal of Gastroenterology demonstrated that adults over 65 who consumed high lectin foods like green peppers experienced 28% more digestive discomfort and showed signs of nutrient malabsorption compared to those who avoided these foods. The real-world impact? Unexplained muscle cramps, tingling sensations, and persistent fatigue symptoms often dismissed as just getting older. Frank, a retired firefighter I worked with, suffered from chronic leg cramps that woke him nightly. He ate green peppers almost daily in his salads. Within 10 days of switching to red and yellow peppers instead, his night cramps disappeared completely. 6 months later, blood tests confirmed improved nutrient levels, particularly magnesium and B vitamins. The good news is you don't have to give up the flavor or nutritional benefits of peppers entirely. Red and yellow bell peppers contain significantly fewer lectins while providing more vitamin C than their green counterparts, up to 3 times more, in fact. This additional vitamin C becomes increasingly important after 60 as our absorption efficiency decreases with age. Ignoring these vegetable triggers won't make them less harmful. In fact, the inflammatory and digestive effects often compound over time, creating a cascade of symptoms that most doctors mistakenly attribute to normal aging. But there's nothing normal about unnecessary pain and fatigue when simple dietary changes can make such a profound difference. Now, I don't want you to panic if your refrigerator is currently stocked with eggplant and green peppers. This isn't about making dramatic overnight changes or throwing away all your groceries. Your body has been adapting to your current diet for years, and gentle, gradual transitions usually yield the most sustainable results. I always tell my patients, this is a journey, not a race. Start by reducing these vegetables, perhaps enjoying them just once every couple of weeks rather than several times weekly. Pay attention to how you feel in the hours and days after eating them. Many of my patients begin noticing patterns they never recognized before, that stiffness on Monday morning might actually be connected to Sunday's dinner. One simple practice that's been incredibly valuable for my patients is keeping a basic food and symptom journal. Nothing elaborate, just jot down what you eat and any noticeable discomfort afterward. Martha, whom I mentioned earlier, was shocked to discover that her random headaches consistently appeared 24 hours after she ate foods containing green peppers. This awareness alone can be transformative. Remember, small changes can lead to significant improvements. James, a 77-year-old patient, simply swapped his daily green pepper in his morning omelet for red pepper, and within 2 weeks, the persistent bloating he'd suffered for years began to subside. He told me, "Doc, I just accepted feeling uncomfortable after meals as part of getting old. I had no idea a simple swap could make such a difference." I want you to know that you're never alone on this journey to better health. The challenges you're facing are shared by millions of other seniors, and each small improvement you make ripples out to enhance many aspects of your life. When your pain decreases, your mobility naturally increases. When your digestion improves, your energy levels rise. These connections are powerful. As we continue, keep an open mind and a hopeful heart. Your body has an amazing capacity to heal when given the right tools. 3 more vegetables to avoid. Now let's discuss the remaining 3 vegetables that might be causing unexpected problems for your over 60 body. First on our list is one of America's favorite comfort foods, white potatoes. These starchy staples have a surprisingly high glycemic index, causing rapid spikes in blood sugar that can trigger inflammation throughout your body. While younger people might metabolize these carbohydrates efficiently, after 60, our insulin response changes significantly. These blood sugar fluctuations don't just increase risk factors for diabetes and heart disease, they create a cascade of inflammatory responses that can manifest as joint pain, brain fog, and unexplained fatigue. The American Heart Association's landmark study on dietary inflammation tracked 1,500 adults over age 65 for 5 years and found that those consuming high glycemic foods like white potatoes 3 or more times weekly experienced 42% more inflammatory markers in their bloodstream compared to those who limited these foods. I remember John, a 67-year-old former construction worker who came to my clinic suffering from severe leg cramps and afternoon energy crashes. As a meat and potatoes man all his life, he was skeptical when I suggested reducing his beloved baked potatoes. But after switching to sweet potatoes just 3 times a week, he called me, amazed. Dr. Carter, I haven't had a leg cramp in 2 weeks, and I'm no longer falling asleep in my chair every afternoon. Sweet potatoes or cauliflower make excellent alternatives. Sweet potatoes offer that same satisfying texture with a lower glycemic impact, plus beneficial antioxidants. Cauliflower can be mashed, roasted, or even made into rice for a versatile white potato substitute. The next vegetable might shock you because it's been hailed as a superfood. Kale. While this leafy green offers impressive nutrients, it's extremely high in compounds called oxalates, which can cause significant problems for seniors. Oxalates bind to calcium in your digestive tract and can form painful kidney stones. They can also accumulate in joints, contributing to arthritic pain. After 60, our kidneys' filtering capacity naturally decreases, making oxalate processing more challenging. Additionally, as our digestion becomes less efficient, these compounds can cause more irritation and discomfort. Research from Mayo Clinic found that adults over 65 with high oxalate diets were 44% more likely to experience kidney stones and reported more widespread joint pain than those consuming low oxalate alternatives. Even more concerning, high oxalate levels have been linked to decreased calcium absorption, problematic when osteoporosis is already a significant concern. Eleanor, a 71-year-old retired teacher, added kale smoothies to her diet after reading about their health benefits. Within months, she developed her first ever kidney stone and noticed increasing pain in her finger joints. After switching to low oxalate spinach and arugula, both issues resolved, and her latest bone density scan showed improvement. The final vegetable to approach with caution is beets. These vibrant root vegetables do offer impressive nutrients, but they contain compounds that can significantly lower blood pressure, which becomes problematic for many seniors already taking blood pressure medications. A study in the Journal of Hypertension documented that adults over 65 taking common blood pressure medications experienced dangerous drops in blood pressure after consuming beet juice. These drops were associated with dizziness, falls, and increased fall risk, a serious concern when a single fall can be life-changing for seniors. William, an active 74-year-old, began experiencing unexplained dizzy spells after adding fresh beet juice to his morning routine. He was already taking lisinopril for high blood pressure, and the combination created dangerous blood pressure drops. After removing beets from his diet, his dizzy spells resolved completely within days. This highlights an important truth about nutrition after 60. Even superfoods touted for their health benefits can be harmful if they don't align with your specific health needs and medication regimen. What works wonderfully for a 40-year-old might create genuine problems for someone in their 70s. It's not that these vegetables are inherently bad, they simply present unique challenges for aging bodies, particularly those managing common health conditions or taking medications. Understanding these nuances can make all the difference between a diet that depletes you and one that helps you thrive. How to start changing your diet. I know making these changes might seem overwhelming at first. After decades of cooking and eating certain ways, adjusting your diet can feel like learning a new language. Let me share some practical strategies that have helped thousands of my patients successfully transition to a more age-appropriate way of eating. Start small and build gradually. Instead of eliminating all 5 problematic vegetables at once, begin with the one that resonates most with your symptoms. If you suffer from joint pain and inflammation, perhaps start by reducing nightshades like eggplant. If digestive issues are your primary concern, green peppers might be your first focus. Small, sustainable changes create lasting habits. Create a simple transition plan. For example, if you typically eat white potatoes 4 times weekly, try reducing to twice weekly for the first month, substituting sweet potatoes or cauliflower the other times. This gradual approach helps your taste buds and your cooking routines adjust naturally. Preparation methods matter tremendously after 60. Our digestive systems become more sensitive to harsh cooking techniques as we age. Gentle steaming, baking, or sautéing with good quality olive oil makes vegetables more digestible than frying or charring them. As Doris, an 83-year-old patient, told me, I can enjoy so many more vegetables now that I've stopped overcooking them to death. Embrace seasonal eating. Not only does this ensure maximum nutrition and flavor, but it also naturally diversifies your diet throughout the year. Many of my patients discover new favorite vegetables simply by trying what's fresh at their local farmer's market each season. Richard, a 70-year-old who never liked vegetables much, became an enthusiastic roasted parsnip convert after finding them fresh in autumn. Don't underestimate the power of herbs and spices. They don't just add flavor, many offer anti-inflammatory benefits, particularly valuable after 60. Turmeric, ginger, rosemary, and oregano can transform simple vegetable dishes while providing additional health support. Martha adds turmeric to her roasted sweet potatoes and says, "They're so delicious my grandkids prefer them to French fries." Remember that nutrition is both personal and evolving. What works perfectly for your neighbor might not work for you, and what suited you at 60 might need adjusting at 75. This mindful approach to eating, paying attention to how foods make you feel, becomes increasingly important with each passing year. Be patient with yourself. You didn't develop your current health challenges overnight, and they won't resolve immediately either. Many of my patients notice some improvements within days, but the most significant transformations often unfold over several months of consistent changes. As I always say, a healthier you starts with a single meal choice, then another, then another. 5 vegetables to eat and their benefits. Now for the exciting part, the 5 vegetables that can truly transform your health after 60. These aren't just alternatives to avoid the problematic ones. They're powerful allies that address the specific nutritional needs that become crucial in your senior years. First on my list of recommended vegetables is broccoli, which I consider nature's anti-aging miracle. Broccoli contains a compound called sulforaphane that does something remarkable in aging bodies. It activates a protective protein called NRF2 that helps your cells resist oxidative stress and inflammation. Think of it as waking up your body's internal defense system that naturally becomes sluggish after 60. A landmark study from the University of Denmark found that seniors consuming broccoli 3 times weekly showed measurably improved inflammatory markers and cognitive function compared to non-broccoli eaters. Even more impressive, their immune response to common infections was significantly stronger. Sarah, a 78-year-old patient who struggled with recurring bronchial infections, started adding steamed broccoli to her meals 4 times weekly. Within 3 months, she experienced her first winter without a single respiratory infection. "I thought getting sick constantly was just part of getting old," she told me during her follow-up visit. "But I haven't needed antibiotics once since making this change." For maximum benefit, lightly steam your broccoli just until it turns bright green, which preserves the sulforaphane content. Add a squeeze of lemon juice to activate the compound further. Try it in a simple stir-fry with ginger and olive oil, or blend it into a warming soup with a touch of nutmeg. Our second powerhouse vegetable is spinach, but not for the iron content you've always heard about. For seniors specifically, spinach offers exceptional nitrate compounds that help dilate blood vessels, improving circulation throughout your body and especially to your brain. This improved blood flow translates to better energy levels, sharper thinking, and even improved mobility. Research from Wake Forest University demonstrated that adults over 65 who consumed 1 cup of spinach daily showed improved executive function and processing speed on cognitive tests after just 12 weeks. Participants also reported subjective improvements in energy levels, particularly in the afternoon hours when many seniors experience fatigue. Harold, a 69-year-old former accountant, incorporated spinach into his daily breakfast smoothie. Blending helps break down the cell walls for better nutrient absorption. After 2 months, his wife called me to share that he was spontaneously suggesting evening walks, something he'd previously been too tired to consider after 4 p.m. For easy incorporation, try baby spinach in smoothies with banana and berries to mask the flavor, or wilt it into soups and pasta dishes where it practically disappears. Unlike kale, spinach becomes more nutritionally available when cooked briefly, so a quick sauté with garlic and olive oil makes a perfect side dish. The third vegetable that deserves a prime spot on your plate is carrots. While their vision benefits are well known, what's less appreciated is their role in maintaining balance and preventing falls, one of the most serious health risks for seniors. Carrots provide exceptional amounts of bioavailable vitamin A, which is crucial for the proprioceptive system that helps your body understand where it is in space. Studies from Tufts University found that seniors with optimal vitamin A levels experience 47% fewer falls than those with deficiencies, even after accounting for other risk factors. Beyond balance, the complex carbohydrates in carrots provide steady, sustained energy without the blood sugar spikes that white potatoes cause. Many of my patients report more consistent energy levels throughout the day after making this simple swap. Josephine, an 81-year-old who had suffered several minor falls, began eating carrots daily after our consultation. 6 months later, her geriatrician noted measurable improvements in her balance tests and proprioception. I used to wobble when I closed my eyes, she told me, but now I can stand steady even when I can't see my feet. Try roasting carrots with a drizzle of good olive oil and rosemary for a sweet, satisfying side dish that can replace more problematic starches. Or enjoy them raw with hummus for a crunchy snack that supports steady energy and brain function throughout the day. Fourth on our list is sweet potato, nature's perfect alternative to the problematic white potato. With a significantly lower glycemic index, sweet potatoes provide complex carbohydrates that release slowly, supporting stable blood sugar and sustained energy. They're also exceptionally rich in beta-carotene, which supports immune function, increasingly important after 60 when our natural immunity begins to decline. Research from Tufts University Nutrition Center showed that seniors consuming beta-carotene, rich vegetables like sweet potatoes 3 times weekly, had more robust immune responses to the influenza vaccine and fewer respiratory infections throughout the year. Robert, a 75-year-old diabetic patient, was reluctant to give up his beloved white potatoes until his blood sugar readings convinced him to try sweet potatoes instead. Not only did his glucose numbers stabilize, but he discovered an unexpected benefit. My digestion is so much better now, no more bloating after meals. And honestly, I prefer the taste now that I've gotten used to it. For maximum digestibility, try baking sweet potatoes until they're very tender, then top with a little cinnamon, which helps stabilize blood sugar further, and a touch of good butter for enhanced nutrient absorption. They make an excellent breakfast when topped with Greek yogurt and berries, providing steady energy all morning. Finally, our 5th recommended vegetable is asparagus, which offers special benefits for digestive health, an increasingly common concern after 60. Asparagus contains unique prebiotic fibers that nourish beneficial bacteria in your gut, supporting everything from immune function to brain health through the gut-brain connection. The Journal of Gastroenterology published research showing that adults over 65 consuming asparagus twice weekly experienced improved digestive regularity and reduced inflammatory markers compared to control groups. Participants also reported subjective improvements in bloating and overall digestive comfort. Elizabeth, a 77-year-old patient who had struggled with irregular digestion for decades, began incorporating asparagus into her meals 3 times weekly. "It's like clockwork now," she reported at our follow-up appointment. "After years of unpredictability, my system finally works properly again. I feel like I've reclaimed my freedom." Asparagus is delicious simply roasted with olive oil and lemon zest, or added to omelets and frittatas for a satisfying breakfast. The tender tips are particularly digestible for sensitive systems, while the stalks provide more substantial fiber content. These 5 vegetables aren't just nutritious in the general sense, they specifically address the changing needs of your body after 60, supporting cognitive function, energy production, immune response, and the digestive health that becomes increasingly central to overall well-being as we age. They truly are your partners for a vibrant, independent life in your golden years. As we reach the end of our time together, I hope you're feeling something you may not have felt in a while: optimism about your health and what's possible in your senior years. The simple truth is that your body is still responsive, still adaptable, and still capable of remarkable resilience when given the right support. I've seen thousands of patients transform their health through these dietary adjustments. People who had resigned themselves to chronic pain, persistent fatigue, and declining independence have reclaimed vibrant, active lives well into their 80s and beyond. This can be your story too. Start today with just one change, perhaps replacing one problematic vegetable with a supportive alternative from our list. Notice how your body responds. Keep that food journal we discussed, jotting down any shifts in how you feel. These observations become powerful motivation as you begin experiencing improvements firsthand. I'd love to hear which vegetables you'll be adding or removing from your diet after watching this video. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear to begin their own journey. Let's create a community of support and shared wisdom. If you found this information valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week focused on practical, science-backed approaches to thriving in your senior years. Next week, we'll be exploring simple movement practices that can dramatically reduce joint pain without straining your body. Remember, these are your golden years. They should be characterized by joy, engagement, and well-being, not by unnecessary discomfort or limitations. It's never too late to take control of your health and enjoy every moment life has to offer. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next time, this is Dr. Michael Carter wishing you vibrant health and boundless vitality, one meal at a time.